episode of Like the Way You Drink.
How y'all doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I feel like a chicken with my head cut off, just running all over the countryside. Today's been one of those days. It's the last day of the month, so craziness always happens.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody needs something the last day of the month. That's just the way it is.
It is. It's the last day of the month, which I kind of expected it to be a funky month, knowing the fact that, our month fell on the 31st for our show, and not the first, because if it ended on the first, it's a whole different thing of drink for April Fools. You know that, right?
So we have a whole thing of treats for April Fools.
Yeah, it would have been entirely different for April Fools as opposed to March Madness. So, did you watch any basketball over the week? Past few weeks?
Did not. I was, Madness. I got into it in 2005. That's when I first learned about March Madness. I watched Gonzaga play, and I fell in love with Gonzaga. And a few years ago, when Duke made it, but they didn't win, I had them going all the way and winning it. And I like that bracket. I actually won by a landslide because nobody had Duke going forward. And then this time, Duke is at it again. Only they're at a higher seed. Last time they were more of a underdog. So kind of fun to watch them. That's always fun stuff. And here I am trying to put my.
That's the color I want for the month of April. So yeah, I'm not playing any of them, and I'm not going to use an NCAA basketball watcher. But like the last couple of weekends, Gwen and I, we'd have a getaway moment. We'd go up to the bar and we'd kind of watch whatever game was on. We watched the women's Tennessee versus Texas on Saturday. Oh my God, it was a good game.
Yeah.
Those Tennessee girls were hungry for it, but no matter what they pulled, all right, we were watching them, and no matter what they pulled in the game, like they would get aggressive and they'd catch up a point, and Texas just kept playing at the same rate. And no matter what Tennessee did, Texas kept playing at the same rate. Like Texas didn't have to get aggressive; they just kept going with the same game, and eventually, Tennessee would get aggressive and they'd get ahead, and then they'd get out. Aggressive, and get ahead and get worn out. All right, and the end of the third quarter, all right, going into the fourth quarter, it's like, well, Tennessee, if they can actually learn to play the game right, they could beat them if they did it at the last minute. They started trying to raise their energy and get aggressive in the third quarter, whereas they should have waited till the last 3.5 minutes of the game, and that's where they should have hyped it up, right? Because they didn't. They didn't conserve their energy, and they lost by a couple points. But still, you could tell Texas was the better team, but the two teams kept, a solid base the whole way through. So, game. Anyway.
Yeah, that always makes it fun when you have that little bit of competition going on, a little bit of really wanting it.
Ryan says hi.
Yeah, I got a new issue, Dr. Ryan. As you can tell, I hurt myself. So, yeah.
So tonight's episode is going to be a we call it a bracket buster punch, right? And then we just, we went with kind of like a taco. So, you know what I mean? If you were going to an NCAA party, watching a game with your friend, you'd probably do some tacos, nachos, things along that line.
Yeah.
And we kind of looked at the drink we were making and realized that, a chicken or a beef taco would pair with very well.
Yes.
So I decided what I did with my tacos is I've got some flour tortillas in the bag. I made me up I got me some good shredded beef. All right. Like you'd make a cheesesteak out of, right? Kind of fry that up. Chop me up some vegetables over here. My lettuce, my tomatoes, some onions, some cheese. And of course, I've got me some good home style Mexican salsa. And that's it. I was going to make up a taco with it and make the drink. Now here's the truth when it comes to the drink. Gladys and I talked about the drink last week. right down the link. So I sent my wife shopping for what I thought was the drink until I got everything back, and I said, Gladys, what's the? I'd sent the text to Gladys to remind me, and by the time she sent it back, Gwen was back from shopping, and I'm like, oh, I had the wrong drink. Let me go shopping to get everything we need, because I thought I had everything in place and I didn't. So I knew I had the tacos in place, but the drink I didn't have sherbet. I got me some orange sherbet for the drink. I had some I got some tomato or some orange juice, some ginger ale, and I had to go get some orange liqueur, which I did not have. So, and I know orange liqueur. What would you normally get if you were getting orange liqueur? Huh?
That's a cherry, isn't it?
No, it's a cherry.
Orange liqueur.
I got to go to my settings because I'm still getting an echo from you. It's giving you.
Is it me?
How about now?
Okay, I'm hearing the echo.
How about now?
Still good.
Okay, I took away the automatic adjust the mic, so it's going to adjust me. I'm going to adjust it manually and take away my automatic adjustments. All right. Yeah, I would think that or Cointreau, right? And I sat there and looked at them and went, I know I had those here, but I'm like, wait a minute, this sucker was right beside it. I'm like, never had it. Let's try it.
Have you tried it, or are you just opening it up?
I'm opening it now, and it's got a nice citrusy smell to it. Oh man! So of course, the drink has some tequila, which of course I'm going to use some of my Lalo, which I love. Yes, this was introduced to us by a gentleman from the bar from the liquor store I use here. Turn me on to it. Hold on, we're going to put it up together.
Yes, there you go.
And then the drink mix that you sent me was to make for 14 to 16 people, like to make a punch bowl. And I'm like, I'm not making a punch bowl for this. It'll take me forever to drink this punch. And I'm not wasting that much alcohol on a drink that I'm going to drink one of.
Exactly.
So what do you do? I'm going to tell you this, guys, right? What would you do if the drink recipe was too much for you? How would you adjust it?
Usually I fit and then it again, or I fourth it. That's what I do with any recipe. It's like, okay, I'm going to half this, or I'm going to do a fourth of it. And sometimes what I do to make it easier, I half it and then I half it, just because my mind works a little weird. And I love it when somebody online will say, is it for X number of people? And then you can choose 1 serving, 2 or 8 or whatever it is. And they narrow it down for you. And I love it when they do that, because then I don't have to think about it.
Yeah. Being a content writer, and content writing has been my business for years, I went into an AI tool and basically said, here's the recipe, break this recipe down so I can make this a drink for one.
There you go.
And it did. It gave me the recipe for a drink for one, and actually gave me the directions on how to make the drink for one.
Nice.
So I'm going to use to make the drink, I'm going to use this, and then we'll pour it into my cup. I have 2 cups. I wasn't sure which one, so I will make it, and then I will pour it into the cup. All right. The only thing I don't have the orange for a. I don't have the orange for a orange slice for a garnish. But I do have
these blood orange. One of them, I actually took the rind and I've been drying it, and it looked gorgeous. And I did not grab that for the drink. That would have been perfect, because it's like one of those blood oranges that are like dark on the outside and then the inside's like red. And but then it has this beautiful color on the outside. I will have to use it for another drink next week. But one of the other drinks that I did see was it was another Bracket Buster bourbon shot.
Yes.
That one pretty much is a bourbon. gin, and I went with Blue Coat because Duke. I do like Duke, so I decided to go with the Blue Coat gin. It also calls for simple syrup, lemon juice, and absinthe. Well, I did not use absinthe, but because I don't have any and I don't want to buy any more, but I can substitute for some Pernod. And it's only 1 teaspoon, so I figured this would be perfectly fine. I didn't want to buy a whole nother bottle of something I might not be using. So that one is the Bracket Buster Bourbon Shot, 1 ounce bourbon, 1 ounce gin, 2 teaspoons simple syrup, 1 teaspoon lemon juice, and 1 teaspoon absinthe. I'm probably going to go a little bit less than that. You want to put it into your cocktail shaker, mix it all around, do the hokey pokey as you turn yourself around, and then you can pour it into your chilled glass. And you can do a coupe glass so that way it looks nice and pretty, or you can just do what I do and put it into my whiskey glass. Because, oh, you know what I have? I have a martini glass.
I'll bet it'll look good in a martini glass because of the fact of what the trinket is. This says it gives me the size for the ginger ale, but it says you can just pour the ginger ale to the top.
Right. And this is Josie, my assistant for today. So she wants to be the taste tester, but she's not allowed human food. So I keep telling her no. But oh, and food. Okay, so my food is that I did make a slider with a mayo, a chipotle mayo in there. I did bring the summer slaw. And then my tacos, I did chicken tacos with the pico de gallo and a little bit of cheese on top. So normally, I don't know what my tortillas are going to taste like. If I have corn tortillas and I am not at home or I can cook them on the stovetop, normally what I would use is a waffle iron. Waffle irons are perfect to heat up, and you put 2 corn or 1 flour tortilla in the waffle iron. You bring it down 30 seconds at most, and it cooks perfectly, beautifully. It's nice and warm on the outside, and then that nice fluffy inside where it's got the steam coming up, and it is absolutely delicious. So that is the best way to heat up tortillas when you don't have a stovetop, is the waffle iron, but not the ones that press really hard, because that will make your tortillas hard. So it's the traditional old one that just comes down. That's the one, because it'll press down, but it won't like bake it together. And somebody needs some attention here. And so that's the way you do that. This time, what I did do, so what we would do when I was way back when I was in high school and was in a restaurant, we would throw the whole thing of tortillas, of the corn, in the microwave just to soften everything up before we heated it up. And that made it nice. But if you just go straight from 2 tortillas into the waffle iron, that works out well. Or the other way you can do is slightly moisten it, just like a quick, like just a spritz of water, if you want to make it nice and soft too. So that's the other way. So you have,
the one thing I do, I never go up here, is by adding the ingredients all together. The one thing I like to do with tacos when I do it this way is always have a spare tortilla on your plate, so that when things fall,
yes,
you have it on top.
Yes. So right now, oh, that smells so good. So this one was a gift from my friend Jenny. She's one of my power partners. She does Medicare. I don't do Medicare. And so she gave me this as a little gift over a year ago. And I'm like, it is so special that, as you can tell, I barely touch it. So this better be really good, because I usually just drink this over a large cube. So that's usually go-to, but it is absolutely a gorgeous bourbon. It's a very old, small batch, and it's straight bourbon, 45.1% alcohol by volume, 90.2 proof. So it is very yummy. It's been on the podcast before, and of course, we spoke about Blue Coat last time, and I'm using it just because of Duke, because why not? And we will talk about those teams in a minute, but we do need to make a cocktail, because that's why y'all are here. You want to hear about the cocktail, because if I start talking basketball, y'all will go, okay, too much information, Gladys. I got all the information on how they've scored since 1935 or something like that. So I will try not to get you all crazy in that sense. Sir, it's calling for 2 ounces. I'm gonna, no, 2 tablespoons. And then it calls for the lemon juice. And I'm going to try to make sure I don't, ooh, yeah, hand still hurts. All right, let's see if I can open this with my left hand.
So it's a pretty interesting drink. Kind of reminds me of a punch with some tequila.
Okay.
I love that my sherbet's not all the way melted yet. But think about the punches you had with the sherbet into it. And most of us would have poured a bourbon into a punch, or we would have poured a vodka.
Yeah, and you know why I think tequila makes it perfect is that tequila, there's a whole joke that tequila ruins the party. You never invite tequila to the party because they're going to ruin it. Well, this bracket was busted sooner than normal. It seems like so some of the teams that expected to move forward did not, but it is the first time since, oh my goodness, I'm trying to remember when the top seeds made it to the final four. So that's a cool thing. Oh my goodness, maybe it's in my notes. I'm going to see if I can come across it. I will give you all that information because that's like fun stuff. Because you go from 68 teams, 68 teams, and then they shrink down, the Sweet 16, the Elite Eight, and now the Final Four. And so we have Duke, who led the National Player of the Year candidate, Cooper Flagg. So that's who they have. They're going to go against Houston, again, the number 1 seed. And then Florida, also number 1 seed, faces Auburn, the number 1 seed, in the national semifinals. So this is Florida's first appearance since 2014. So it's been a little bit. So it's that's kind of fun. Having these 4 dominant teams, in that Final Four. So good job. And I'm going to see if I can mute myself here while I.
So, I'm enjoying this taco. Probably because this time of the afternoon I'm hungry. It's close to my dinner time. The problem is tacos and the crunchiness stuff. As I got me a little cold sore here on the lip, and it just busted it open. So I got to watch what I'm eating because I don't want to have you guys bleed all over.
Oh, look at that.
Mm-hmm.
That is very yummy. So that is the bourbon mash.
And you shook that up.
I did. I shook it all about. I did the hokey pokey as I turned myself around. So let's see if I can get a picture of that prettiness there.
Mine wasn't shaken, just a little stir. And what cooled the drink off was what's cooling the drink off is the sherbet, no ice.
Okay.
Yeah.
So next I'm going to try to make the other one, which is the tequila one. But of course, I'm using, I have raspberry acai. Oh, so sorry, it's not raspberry. It's blueberry acai sorbet. So it's going to be a little different. But you know what? You got to try something new. You got to try something different. So let me see if I can get that, how much I need of everything. But it is going to be with tequila. So, ooh. Yeah, I'm having a hard time using my my right hand right now. So,
baby.
I heard that.
That was a good one. So to make my tacos today, the meat I got normally get to make a beef steak.
Okay.
And I fried it up the same way. My helper's coming in to say hi.
Hi, helper.
Hi, helper. Say hi, everybody. Say hi. You wave. You wave.
Hi.
You're not going to wave today? All right. Go back to mama. All right. Go back to mama. Oh, don't fall. He doesn't want to go back to mama. He wants to hang out in the office.
He loves Grandpa.
He likes the rooms that he's not allowed to be in at the time he's not allowed to be in them. And the closer you get to bedtime, he wants to be in any room but the bedroom. So how's that one? That one looks good.
Okay. So what I did is that I put the Lalos. I only put 1 ounce. I did a little scoop of the Open Nature Sorbet Blueberry Acai.
Mm-hmm.
And I added Grand Marnier. I also threw in a little bit of the Wilderton non-alcoholic botanical syrup. This is Luster tonic and orange, so this is more of a citrusy. So I wanted since I didn't have orange juice, I wanted some citrus. So this brought it. And then I topped it off with premium ginger beer, the Q mixers. And this is very refreshing. I like this. And with the 1 ounce of tequila, it just made it nice and soft. So I like that. So,
all right, my little helper's back.
Let me get a picture of
all the adventure. No, you can't drink this stuff. I'm sorry. Grandpa says no. But sit right here. No, everybody. You got to sit back. Yes. So I'm still trying to get rid of it.
So, all right. So going back to the bracket, because brackets are fun. So April 7th, Monday, April 7th, is going to be the championship game. So on Saturday, the 5th, at 3:09 Pacific, 6:09 Eastern, is when Florida is going to go against Auburn in San Antonio.
Yep.
So it's the Gators, they have a really good guard this season, and it's Walter Clayton Jr. So that's who's the first team All-American. And let me pull this. Yeah, you're telling your helper go with mom, and I'm telling my helper come back.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then that's what she wants. She wants the attention. So he's he's not just the star, but they see him as the clutch gene that helped Florida escape, some upsets over UConn in the second round, and then against Texas Tech in the Elite Eight. So they really see him as just, the bee's knees. And so they have Martin, who's also one of his mates, and they've been, at 2 different programs together. So Martin was at Florida the previous season. So, yeah, I know she's wanting attention. So they really see Florida as the front court that they have. That's where the greatest strength is, against most of these teams. So that's Alex Condon and Ruben Chinlane. I think that's the last name. They're the ones that are just, powerhouses there. So they're pretty good there. And they're, pretty excited. They're not ranked number 5 in the offensive rebounds. And so that's, says, you need to be able to rebound. If you're not rebounding, if you're not making your free throws, those are 2 things that are so important to, get your hands on the ball. Now the Gators, they're the best team in college basketball is what they're saying. They lost 3 of their last 4 games entering the NCAA tournament, so they were super slow. But then they when they were playing against number 16 seed Alabama State, they pulled away and they said nope. They were trailing as many as 10 points, and then they beat number 5 Michigan in the Sweet 16. So they're just they're not wanting to let go. And this is Bruce Pearls. Is making the first appearance in the Final Four since 2019, to get to the final championship. So there's a lot of, desire there. And they are ranked in the top 10 in adjusting their offensive and defensive efficiencies. So that's a good thing. You need to be able to adjust based on who you're playing. So that's That's what makes basketball so much fun. Now, Duke and Houston, they're going to be playing on Saturday at 8:49 p.m. Eastern, which is 5:49 p.m. Pacific time, and they're going to be in San Antonio, Texas. And it's also going to be streaming on CBS and on March Madness Live. Now, again, the Blue Devils have made it before, hence the blue coat over here. And they have a great size experience. They're a good powerhouse, and they have Flag. That's the projected number 1 overall pick since in the 2025 draft. So that's a good thing. And then they have the shortest player is 6'6" at 220 pounds. Last name James. So, and that's the short. Oh my goodness, it's reminding me. I went to see my niece play about a month ago. And all the players, the other girls, were all like about a foot taller than they were, because they're. So now it's like, and they're all. I mean, my niece is about my height. She's about 5'1", 5'2", and the girls were like almost 6 feet. And here, 6'6". Wow, that's pretty awesome. And they're ranked number 1 in adjusting on the offensive efficiency, and 4th in adjusting for defensive efficiency. So. And they're ranked the top 15 with the 2-point field goal percentage. That is huge. That's almost 60%. And 3-point percentages at 38%. And then free throws. Oh my goodness. I tell people free throws are so important. It's 79%. If you can be at free throws 79%, I mean, I was a 3-point shooter and free throws because I couldn't do a layup because I was so short. I could not get a layup up. That's just, but 3-pointers and free throws, that was me. So this is Coach Shayer. He helped reach the team to the Elite 8 last season. And this is his first appearance in the Final Four. And so the last time they were in the Final Four was in 2022, and they lost against North Carolina. That's, when I was pushing Duke to go forward. And then the Cougars, that's Houston. They have Kevin Sampson in defense, and they're exceptional on the floor, ranked number 1 in adjusting for defense efficiency. So, they also see them efficient at the 3-point line, and they're ranked number 1 in 3-point percentages at almost 40%. And they're just under 33% of the total points this season. They came from beyond the arc. So they're also out there. So they're pretty efficient. So, that's Duke and Houston there. So it's they really the lines are seen, the spread being at 2.5 points in favor of Florida. And then when it comes to Duke versus Houston, they're seeing Duke with a 4.5%. Or 4.5 points over Houston. So really, Duke is the favorite, and with the other one, Florida is the favorite. So we shall see where it all ends, but I'll probably be watching basketball this weekend. So
well, I won't. I'll be at an event this weekend.
okay. So see how my slider does against my punch.
Yeah. I'm about cleaned up this one, and I still have a little bit of just a little bit of sugar left in the middle.
I added a little bit of cumin to the chipotle mayo to give it a little something, something. I kind of like it. So that's not too bad. And the spiciness does go well with the tequila. Yeah, Josie likes the attention. She definitely wants some camera time, always. Christopher, we will definitely. Did you see Christopher's comment there?
Yep. I remember the days of Christopher being in our mastermind and bringing bottles of Jack Daniels with him. Yeah.
Oh wow. I think because of the combination, adding the gin into this drink, into the Bracket Buster Bourbon Smash.
Yeah.
that spiciness in the chipotle goes well.
Yeah, Chris, we don't drink Jack on this show very rarely. We drink the good bourbon on this show. Like the way you drink. Why drink the cheap stuff if you don't have to?
Right, Christopher. We'll show you. We'll show you some good bourbon. Wow. Okay, so that one had a little bit of a kick there.
No.
Oh,
I will say this. The problem with this drink is sticky.
yeah.
I don't have, you know, clean my hands? Ice cubes.
Yes, I've done that.
Clean the hands with ice cubes. All right. And then I switch over, grab the paper towel, dry the hands back off. Yeah, because that is the problem when doing a food and drink podcast is if it's something like this drink, it's kind of sticky, and that's because of having the sherbet. So anyway, and I'm pretty sure that what's left, I'm going to stick the sherbet on the ice because otherwise it's going to be a melted sherbet by the time we're done with the podcast. Anyway,
so my tacos tasted good with both. The tequila, it went well, but I think it goes a little bit better with the Bracket Buster bourbon because there is lemon in here, and because of my pico having lemon, I think that tied it together. So I think it tasted a little bit better with this one than with my punch. And I probably should have done 2 ounces of tequila, not 1, or I should have added a little bit more ginger beer. That's another way, and some more sherbet in there. Oh, and be careful with the ginger beer.
Ginger beer will.
It will go down. It will hit you right there.
Yep.
So, oh my goodness. But yeah, this chicken taco, it's essentially rotisserie chicken. Normally I wouldn't do rotisserie chicken, but I did this time. And then a pico de gallo, very simple. Tomato, cilantro, green onions, lemon juice, garlic powder, pepper, and salt. And that's it. Oh, and I put in a jalapeno.
So things that I did not get for my taco this time: jalapeno and pico de gallo, which makes it.
I almost got the Hawaiian because I love the Hawaiian slider rolls, the little rolls. Mm-hmm. But I decided to get these little guys because then I'm gonna make French toast for breakfast. Yeah, because they're like almost like a croissant, and they were kind of fun. I just cut off the bottom to flatten them out a little bit, and and there was more of these because the other one for $2.49 I would have gotten 4. I get like this whole bag for $2.99. So I said for the extra 50 cents, I'm gonna go this way and make a French toast.
Wow. So yeah, so like the meat that I have, when I fried it all up, it's the same meat I would use for a cheesesteak. So it's a shredded beef, and basically once I've cooked it all up, I can basically add onions to it, recook it, add some cheese to it, and put it on any bread and make a cheesesteak out of it. But I wanted to do that instead of just using, I mean, if I was making a tacos at home, I would make a ground beef or I'd make use a brisket beef. But if I did a ground beef, I'd have to fry up a bunch of it. It would take longer. And if I did a brisket, I would have to smoke that sucker for 24 hours.
Brisket, you're not just going to do brisket. You're going to do brisket.
Yeah. And as we know, Tim usually takes the shortcuts to do the podcast because Tim has my days. I seem to have lost time the older I got. I have less time in every day, and I don't understand it.
I feel that way, that it takes me longer to do everything than it used to. I very much feel that. So I feel you when you say it feels like you don't have enough time.
Yeah.
I feel like, oh my goodness, where did my day go? Why didn't I get enough done? Did I get enough done? Why didn't I get all the things that I thought I was going to get done?
Yeah.
It's okay. So I'm going to add a little bit more of my. I toned it down this time a little bit, so not putting in as much of the. I went a little overboard.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I didn't put in as much of the Grand Marnier or of the botanical, and I like that.
Yeah. I'm not mixing a second one. I'm drinking the remains of the bottom here. I would hardly ever. I don't think I'd ever drink a tequila. I would never drink 2 tequila drinks in a night. I could, but I don't. I just don't. I would drink 2 vodka drinks, but I would never drink 2 tequila drinks.
Yeah, once you invite tequila to the party.
Yeah. And it's funny, I can drink 2 bourbon drinks, but it's funny. The one thing I won't do is I don't know why I just never do. And I've never pushed how many tequila drinks I can have ever. But I never do. I've never done more than 1 tequila drink. All right. Even shots of tequila, like I'm down at Jeff's offices, Jeff Crilly. So you don't know, here in Dallas, Jeff Crilly has this whole thing about, well, we'll get Gladys back here in a minute. She just disconnected. Jeff Crilly down here in his offices here in Dallas. We're known for, after you meet him with him for the day, you sit down in the office and have a shot of tequila or drink a tequila with him. So anyway, I hope you're coming back, Gladys. It shows that you disconnected. Anyway, so while she's out, I will actually do the one thing that we do every week. Here she comes. I think she's coming back now. Are you? Here you are. You there?
I'm hoping.
Yeah, you're not. You see, your video's not. We're not seeing your video, but we're hearing your voice.
Well, good.
So.
Because I can hear you clearly. I never lost any. I can see everything. It just said that I lost connection. So I'm for whatever reason.
It puts you down in the green room for me here in the studio. But while Gladys is getting that back, I'm gonna go ahead and do our. If you want to learn more about us, get connected to us better, go to likethewayyouDrink.com and join our Insiders Club. I know, Insiders Club. What is that, Tim? Basically, it's a way for you to actually come on and ruminate ideas, do tasting with us. You know what I mean? We are connecting now with many private distilleries who will get together and do a private tasting with us. As well as a special event that you'll be invited to. You have to be 21 to join, and that's why we actually have a sign up. We have to be able to verify you're 21 to invite you to anything we do, because it involves alcohol. That being said, go to likethewayyouDrink.com. It's free to sign up. Click the button that says Insiders Club, and all right. So, and my helper just appears back. Let's see. Where did the little boy go? There he is.
There he is.
And he's sticking his nose down here. Look, there he is. Hi. Say wave. Wave to everybody. Wave. And what it is throughout the week I have calls on so every night I have calls. On Monday night with the call here. Tuesday night we have a mastermind call. Wednesday night I have a class that I teach. And every night that I'm in here live in the classes, he wants to come in and be part of it. If there's people on my speaker, he wants to be part of that thing. He just does. So anyway, yeah, we lost your camera class. I'm not thinking we're getting it back. So.
It seems that I can't connect to any network.
Wow. Well, at least we got you for audio. So anyway, this show every week. All right, I'll put the things up, Gladys. All right, I don't know if you can see them or not.
I can see.
Okay. This show every week is brought to you by Gladys and I's businesses. We pay the bills around here to make this thing happen every week. So in a way, our businesses sponsor it. So first being said, we're going to let Gladys do her business. So Gladys, go ahead and tell them about what you got. I've got your website up on the screen.
Thank you. Gladys Boutwell, Insurance by Design. I help employers become employers of choice through employee benefits. So what that means is that there are 101 different ways that you can show your staff how much you appreciate them and like them, because they don't care what you say. They're going to remember what you do and how you take care of them. So get on my calendar, Insurance Design Pros. On the upper left-hand corner, you will see the white paper on 101 different ways that you can show appreciation for your staff. But if you want to have the conversation, go to enrollnoworegon.com and we can chat about what are you trying to do, why are you trying to do it, and from there we can decide what's going to work best for you. So enrollnoworegon.com. Gladys Boutwell, Insurance by Design.
My name is Tim Gillette. I own Simple Easy Websites, Simple Easy Marketing, a marketing company that both teaches people how to market better, guides them and coaches them on marketing better, as well as provide opportunities to get it done for you. So simpleasywebsites.com is our website design company. You can go check that out. Apply to or do a review of your website and apply to have a one-on-one conversation with one of our great staff that can tell you on how to improve your website, get more results, get more people opting in, get more people buying and connecting to you for your products and services. All right. We also review your process of getting them to the website. So what's your marketing plan on getting them there? That's what our mastermind is for. Go to simpleasywebsites.com, book an appointment with us, and we'll be glad to review and see if we can help you. That being said, it's another week, girl.
I know. Thank you all. This one was fun. This one was different. This one was interesting. And this one had a few options.
Yeah, this one has a few different options. So, but we had a good time. All right. Whoever your team is in to win the championship, good luck to you. All right. I'm not saying who mine is. I'm going to wait and come back later.
Okay. Now you're gonna pick the winner and say I was rooting.
Yeah, I'm going to pick the winner and say I picked them all along. Yeah. No. That's the way you do it. It's the best way to do it. So, all right, guys, we will see you guys next week. All right. Until then, have a good week. Cheers.
Cheers, y'all.